Welcome to Brains Gone Bold, Holiday Edition. This is a show where we certainly are unscripted, as we've said before. We go a lot of different places. We share whatever is on our mind, and we have quite a bit of fun. Welcome along. We're happy to have you on this journey with us. And I am Maria.
I'm Jeanine.
And we are right around the holidays. And we thought we could talk about some of the...
Happy holidays.
Yeah, yes. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see Janine's shirt. I think for any of you who've not had the honor of watching us on YouTube, we recommend that you do that because Jeanine is blessing us with her collection of sarcastic wear. Let's call it that.
I like that. Sarcastic wear. I've coined a new phrase. Let's put that into rotation. Rotation.
Okay. Yeah, so she's got a great one on today. So check it out.
Yes, for the holidays.
Yes. So are you ready for the holidays this year?
I am so not.
Oh.
I am so not.
Oh, and why not?
You know, for so many reasons, as you know, I moved this year. And so just feeling that displacement from that. Plus, the kids have gotten to the age where, you know, it's not easy to buy for them. Plus, their things are really expensive.
Yeah.
Like Aiden told me last night he needs equipment. And I was like, all right, well, what do you, he plays hockey. What do you need equipment for? And he was like, well, I need new pads. I need new sticks. In fact, I only have one stick left. And I'm like, all right, well, you know, and he's like, oh, but I don't even want to talk about it. And so you get those kind of moments of like sticks. And, you know, if you're going to get a stick, at least $250. Even a used goalie stick, $250. And so that's where it starts. And then, you know, Tobin graduates in the coming year. And so thinking about how do we set him up for the best? And so nobody has a list. I make a list every year. I always
check it twice.
I am not Santa, but I use Amazon. And the
wish list.
I do the wish list pretty religiously throughout the year. I start adding stuff to that list. And so for like birthdays, Mom goes to my list. Lisa goes to my list. And it is so helpful because you know what? I'm a picky pain in the ass. And
you are.
I know. And so I always get what I want. There used to be.
You do?
Well, and I don't mean it to sound as snotty as it did, but there were years where, you know, you get something like, oh, thank you. And then you go, what am I going to do with this? And so now it's always something from my list. And it runs the gamut. I mean, I have lip gloss on there. You know, so stocking stuffers, hair clips to, I want a new Furbo, like all of that kind of stuff is on there. So, but am I ready? No. I mean, we still need to do a lot.
Yeah.
What about you?
So what you're talking about right now instantly makes me feel overwhelmed.
Ooh,
and I do start feeling overwhelmed about the holidays, probably a little before Thanksgiving, because the time goes so quickly. And then you start having events that you need to attend, parties that you need to go to.
I don't have any parties.
Gifts that you need to buy, all of the things. And so often, so often I'm left feeling like when I hear you talking about the gifts, oh man, there's a part of me that just really wants to strip away the whole gift giving.
I know.
I really do.
There's a utility in it though, I think, to me.
And I love the gift giving for my son, especially. You know, but to your point, as he's gotten older and as it happens with most, you know, he's 16 now. And so the things that he would want, in fact, this year, he doesn't even really know what he wants. And so he tries to make something up just to get a gift.
I don't like that.
And it's just like, it takes away from the whole spirit of it for me in a way, the stress that we put on ourselves around it. So, but what are some things that you do around the holidays that are joyful and not stress inducing?
You know what? There's quite a few. I mean, you think about, so we'll talk a little bit about like family traditions, but one of the things I like the most that we do now, my sister and I realized along the way that giving each other gifts was just like, meh, it didn't bring that joy.
Yeah.
And so we do experiences together.
Mm-hmm.
And there have been some really fun things that we've done. Like we went to see Nate Bargatze one year.
Oh, fun.
Who
Yeah.
absolutely adore. We've done food tastings. We've done wine festivals.
I love that.
We've gone away together. We've done like couples massages together.
Mm-hmm.
We've done. And so we each try to, you know, gift the other one, again, an experience that we can do together.
Yeah.
However, they can also choose to do it on their own. Like there was one, we haven't always lived, or we weren't always co-located.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, I'd send her a spa gift certificate and, you know, she doesn't have to wait for me to do that.
Yeah.
But it's always nicer when
You can do it together. Yeah.
And so even like for my birthday this year, she's recently moved to Naples. And so she got me a trolley tour of Naples with her where you can hop on and hop off.
Oh, that's nice.
Which is great. So we can explore her new surroundings and have an experience. And so to me, that is it's a nice tradition to start and have these experiences together.
Yeah.
She's one of those people who does not take pictures of things. Right. So you go, let's just say you're in Paris and you like the Eiffel Tower. She will not unless you're in the picture. She only takes pictures of people.
Okay.
And so that experience thing is something that's really meaningful to her. And it's certainly meaningful to me as well.
Yeah.
And so that's probably one of my favorite now traditions that we do.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing is here in Florida, there's in St. Augustine, they do a really great lights kind of display.
Yeah.
And you can ride, again, the trolley, or you can walk around, but we call him Uncle Paul. He's not my uncle. He's also probably my age.
Okay.
But he's got this really sweet golf cart that has an extended golf cart on it.
Okay.
And so as a family, he takes, you know, Lisa, Scott, myself, the kids, my mom, his wife, and we've got hot toddies and a blanket, and we ride around St. Augustine, and it's super crowded on this golf cart, you know, having a couple of cocktails and stopping in different bars while we're looking at the lights. And they do, they give you like 3D glasses and stuff so you can see the snowflakes. But most importantly, what Paul does is he buys us all like garland and that's lighted. And it's just a fun, you know, tradition that I've really come to enjoy.
Oh,
so
that sounds like a lot of fun. I would enjoy that too. Yeah. The 3D glasses are fun.
Yeah. And I'm sure they have them in more places, but I now totally associate them with St. Augustine.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a place near us. It's actually in West Virginia, which is not too far from us. It's called Ogle. So there's, conflict around how you pronounce it. Some say Ogleby, some say Ogle Bay. So however you pronounce it, but it is a place where you go and they have shops that you can go into that are Christmassy.
Heard of it. I never ended up there.
Yeah. Okay. And at Christmas time, they have a whole Christmas light display. It's a drive-through situation. And they give you the 3D glasses. So every time you look at one of the light displays, you see extra things. And that's pretty fun. We do that every year.
And does Vincent go as well?
Sometimes I don't think appreciates it as much. It's kind of boring to him, which I can understand. It's pretty much the same thing every year, but we enjoy it. And it's just more of like the tradition part of it that, you know, that we like to keep going.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I remember Tanglewood in North Carolina when I grew up there, although I was a grown woman when this happened. I used to have this girls group that I belonged to, and we had GNO, and it was girls' night out. And we'd do it once a month, and we'd rotate like who it was. And on the holidays, we would go. One of them had a minivan inevitably, and we would all pile in the minivan with, you know, bottles of wine and whatever. And in this particular time, one of them was pregnant. So she was the DD, of course. And we drive through Tanglewood, and it's the lights. It's a golf course, but it also has a park. And so, so many lights. And then you could get out, and they did caroling and, you know, little stations for like hot cocoa and whatever.
Yes.
I love stuff like that. You know, being able to ride around and see the lights. I love Christmas lights. Yeah. So there's so much about this season. I don't remember, like as a child, though, doing that. I really don't.
I don't remember doing that as a child either, but there is something that happens with the lights, you know, in terms of Christmas lights on a tree. And there is a magic that is childlike, or it brings you back to a joyful childhood Christmas or holiday experience, you know, for a lot of us, which is interesting. So, what about, oh boy, is there anything about the holidays that's a challenge for you? I know a lot of people struggle around this time of year with maybe things not living up to how they would want them to be, or family dynamics. And, is that something that happens for you at all, or?
Well, yes. And I would imagine that a lot of people would say the same. And I'm going to assume that you may say the same as well.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a Hallmark Christmas.
Yeah.
Right. And I cannot stand Hallmark, but I'm not going to go into that.
What?
Those Hallmark movies, cannot stand them.
Oh my
God. And so
you don't enjoy the cheese factor and the repetition of everyone being the same.
That's it. It's that repetition. Plus, in one movie, the romantic interest is now the banker in another. Like it's the recycling of the same people.
Right.
And plus the happy ending, and it's usually the same.
Are you cynical, Jeanine?
I've moved to the big city, and I came home to visit.
Yeah, and they're all the same. Yeah.
The new guy or the old guy that I went to high school with, and now he's like open to my eyes. Anyway, so there is no Hallmark Christmas. And although I got to tell you, when we moved to Beaver, it was pretty close.
Yeah.
To feeling like we were in the set of a Hallmark movie. That was pretty incredible.
Wow.
The first time it snowed and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, where is my prince? This is the place. But I would say the biggest thing that is kind of the disappointment, as you get older, that magic kind of gets tarnished, and you peek behind the curtain and you see all that goes into it. And you mentioned about the whole gift giving, trying to strip that away.
Yeah.
I do remember a period of time when it felt like it was all about the gifts.
Yeah.
And I can tell you we've moved past that now, which is a really nice thing. We've kind of all aged out of that. And so, we have some fun things that we do. But the thing that I don't like the most, is my mother. Let me finish. I don't like my mother. That's the thing I don't like most. But we grew up Italian Catholics.
Yeah.
And the Feast of the Seven Fishes.
Oh, yes.
Is so big. And we don't, we've moved away from New York. We've moved away from most of the family that do that. But Mom tries to, I don't say recreate, but she tries to do as much as she can of that. The smell of fish in the house is to me one of the grossest things. And I immediately associate Christmas and the fish, and it's just not appetizing.
Oh, so the smell of fish has overwhelmed Christmas?
The smell of fish has overwhelmed Christmas. So we've relegated to anything that needs to be fish cooked is outside.
Okay.
Because it's just too, it just tarnishes Christmas for me, which is terrible because, again, I know it's a tradition. And I know it
Now, will you eat the fish?
Lot. Depends on the fish.
Okay.
Thankfully, she doesn't make the gross ones anymore.
Okay.
And, and I actually do really like fish, particularly shellfish. But there's something about it being cooked in the house, and it feels like it's in my hair. It's in my clothing.
Okay.
It just permeates everything. And that is no bueno.
No bueno. Okay. No. That was an interesting one. I wasn't expecting that.
I know. It's the one. I could deal with everything else.
Yeah.
But that's the one.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. Oh, that's a big one. That's a tough one. I would say, again, going back to the gift thing, I feel like it becomes all about the gifts too much for me. I would be fine stripping out the gifts part. But for me, it's almost back to the ideal. The perception of what it could or should look like from a Hallmark movie perspective, or even I often go back to the Home Alone for some reason.
Yeah. That is the ultimate Christmas movie.
Yeah. It's my all-time favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And although the story itself is not particularly great from a big happy family perspective, I think it's about the big family chaos and coming back together, and the house, which who wouldn't love the house?
It's just gorgeous. That was a gorgeous house.
Yes. And just everything that goes along with that movie. I think the ideal of the big, happy, jolly experience, I guess, which is overwhelmed by, I think, stress for so many of us.
Do you like to travel at the holidays?
I have never traveled at the holidays.
You haven't?
No.
Okay.
I will tell you, years ago, when a lot of my family members who have since passed were still with us, there was a point in time where we would have like 3 different places that we would have to go to on Thanksgiving or on Christmas. And that was absolutely exhausting. So it wasn't traveling per se because they were all in the local area, but it was, okay, hurry up, I need to get this one and go to the next one. Hurry up, I need this one, go to the next one. And, that was enough. That was enough. So, I would say as I get older, I try my best to come back to the spirit of things and the experience of it as opposed to the stress of it or the expectation of it, which is not always easy to do.
No.
I know
it's so commercial.
Yeah. And this time of year is difficult for people, a lot of people.
For sure.
Having that ideal or seeing what you perceive to be the ideal happening around you if you don't have that, is very difficult for people. So, it's kind of a mixed bag.
It is. Yeah. I mean, I love the holidays.
Yeah.
And
Same.
I try not to get like caught up in some of that. There's nostalgia for sure. Because like you, when I was younger, family and my grandmother lived we grew up in we grew up in New York. My family lived on Long Island where my grandmother lived in Queens. And so Christmas Eve, we typically would drive, and it could take up to 2 hours from where we were to get to her in Queens. My mom had a sister and brother, and they would bring their families, and we'd all go to Grandma and Grandpa's for Christmas Eve. Plus, she lived in this 3-story house. And so my Aunt Millie, one of her sisters, was on the top floor, and then Grandma was in the middle, and then the bottom was a basement that was kind of like family space. And so long tables. And I can picture the family, all of us sitting at this long table and the kids running around. And they always had big, not buckets, baskets of nuts with the nutcrackers.
Oh,
I mean, like actual, not the nutcrackers, but like actual nutcrackers and different places on the table and, walnuts, like any kind of nut, they were there. And then, Grandma and her sister and some of the aunts were down there making big pans of lasagna and big pan. Like, it just like, to me, that was the thing, and being with my cousins. And then to your point, you get to a point where everybody's aging out and people are moving. And my uncle moved to North Carolina. We were still in New York. And it's just, it changes. Yeah. And those traditions and those family memories that become so core to you. Yeah. I went through a phase where it didn't, like, it was like, meh, who cares? And now that I'm older, like the idea of having that kind of Christmas, like that to me is like, if I was going to create a Hallmark movie, that would be the movie. Yeah. That would be what I would
everyone together.
Because it wasn't about the gifts.
Yeah.
It was really about the laughter, and I could still hear it. I could smell. And there was a little kitchen down there that they would make their food upstairs, but then they'd bring them downstairs and to smell it and steal the meatballs. My grandfather had full set of dentures. Yeah. I do not know why, but he did have a full set of dentures. And when he would eat a meatball, he would take his dentures out. He'd put it next to him. And then he'd put the entire meatball in his mouth. And his entire face
just like let it disintegrate,
would mush, like his entire face would like collapse in. Yeah. You just don't realize I didn't realize how much structure teeth gives to your face. A lot. Yes. And his whole face. And but I remember that.
But why would he take out his dentures?
I don't know. And it felt like it was only for the meatball.
Maybe it felt good on his gums.
Maybe it did, but he would just pop them out and he would put that whole meatball in there and just... So freaking funny.
Now, do you have the recipe for the meatballs or does your mom?
My mom. Oh, my mom makes them.
Will she make those for us?
We're having something different tonight, but another time for sure. Because like when Katie came home from school.
I've had the meatballs.
See, I mean, when Katie, that's what she requested. She was like, Grandma, will you make meatballs? Yeah. Because that, like for me, is more than just the meatballs. It's a core memory. Yeah. It automatically brings back my grandfather. Yeah. And the other thing in the basement was, because it was a 3-story house, the way the steps were, you could like stand in the middle and you could look straight up and you would see Aunt Millie's apartment. And there was this little door in the basement. And so we were all terrified of that little door because some of my older cousins would tell us these stories about what was in there.
Mm-hmm.
And so just having that whole, like, to me, that's Christmas, having the family around, and we just don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
So I miss that. I miss that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. More than, I ever like really think about.
Yeah.
But that's Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You just brought up a point that's leading me down a different path for a second, but the idea
Let's go.
The idea of core memories.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to learn more about this. What causes us to create them? Do you have any perspective on that or knowledge? I've not studied that at all.
I don't have any knowledge at all.
Yeah.
I have an opinion as I normally do, but no like real knowledge.
We're going to have to look into this.
I think we should, because I think it is like when I think about that memory, I can smell it. I can hear it.
Yeah.
I can put myself in that moment, and there was joy and fulfillment in that.
Yeah.
And like you and I talked about something else the other day, and you said you felt joy, like real joy from that. And when we think about that as grown people, it's not something we can feel. We just don't have that sensation as often, which is sad in so many ways, but we can bring ourselves back to it through these core memories.
Yeah.
And so my opinion of it is that it's something that made us feel so intensely,
strongly,
that where it's embedded somewhere. It's somehow like it's embedded on our heart, our brains, like whatever you believe, it's embedded.
Yeah.
And it becomes like when something else comes back to that. Like my grandmother used to call sauce, like spaghetti sauce, gravy. And that was a very Italian New York thing. That everybody, if you say gravy in New York, it's not Thanksgiving turkey gravy.
Okay.
It's red sauce. Okay. It's gravy. It's marinara.
Yeah.
Nobody calls it marinara. It's gravy.
Okay.
And so when there are times when I'm feeling like, not to get too woo-woo, but I will smell my grandmother's gravy.
Yeah.
There's nobody around. There's nothing going on.
Yeah.
But I smell the gravy, and I can hear my grandmother. She used to call me darling. She used to call all of us darling. But she'd say darling. Like, okay, darling.
Aww.
And so I could hear her talking to me.
Yeah.
I could hear and smell. And again, it's that core memory that I'm craving somehow. And so that's what brings it back.
Yeah.
I would love to go into that further, though. I'd love to have that conversation.
Maybe for a future episode for sure. Because I'm interested in learning, how do we create core memories that would be positive on us in the future, and like on our kids and that kind of thing. Of course, that's interesting.
And marking it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm enjoying this moment so much. Right. I want it in there. How do I get it in there?
Put it in the vault.
Put it in the vault. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Get some of the others out of there. Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely.
What are some of your favorites it could be related to a holiday. It could be related to something else.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. So, I certainly have some around the holidays. I grew up in the era of the multicolored lights. And so when we talk about the Christmas lights, for some reason, when I see multicolored Christmas lights, specifically of a certain tone.
Yeah. Is it the big bulbs or the little bulbs?
Interesting question.
Yeah.
The big ones specifically, but the little ones too.
Okay.
So yeah,
I grew up in big bulb.
It almost like takes me back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did your family like put them on the house?
I don't have a lot of memories about that. Yes, it did happen, but I wouldn't call them core memories.
Okay.
I would say I have a lot when it comes to summer. So, I grew up in the country, and my grandmother had a pool. She lived across the way from us. And there's like a lot of almost deeply embedded memories around being outside in the summer.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, the reasons behind it.
We'll put a little bookmark on that.
This is a little bookmark.
To talk about that more.
Yes. So when you were growing up, what was your perception about, I'm kind of going off topic a little bit here, but we're talking about kind of ideals around Christmas or around the holidays, whatever it is that you celebrate, and whether or not we live up to those and the impact that has on us and so forth. What was your perception about what adulthood would be like in general?
Oh my God. I still don't know what it would be like, but I just remember thinking, and weirdly, I'm closing my eyes to like put myself there.
Yeah.
But I do remember thinking I cannot wait to be an adult because I won't have to listen to my mom. I won't have to, I won't have a curfew. So depending on where I am in my formation, whether I'm a toddler, a teen, or a young adult, would probably evoke different things. But the biggest thing that I would say is the serious misconception that it would be so easy. It's going to be so easy if I was an adult.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you're saying similar.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I fantasized about what it would be like as an adult. And I made assumptions that, money would fall from the sky.
For sure.
And I would have all of the material things I could want in the world.
Yeah.
And
with no real plan how to get them.
And not have to work for it.
Yeah. Yep.
Not have to fight for it.
Yep.
I did not have any perception of challenges, I think is what it comes down to. Yeah.
Which,
it was just freedom.
Because I'm sure our parents had challenges.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they were going through things that they didn't always hide from us.
Right.
So we had, were we that
naive
as well as oblivious to what was really going on? Because, I mean, honestly, I would say I glamorized adulthood. Yeah. If I could go back and tell that young idiot, dude, don't rush this.
Yeah.
Don't rush this. Enjoy every single minute.
Yeah.
I definitely would have made some different choices.
Yeah.
But you can't tell them. You can't tell that kid anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I partly agree with that. At the same time, I would not want to go back.
Yeah.
There's nothing in me that wants to be a teenager again, or even in my 20s again. I guess
I've got some moments I'd like to
if I could do it with the wisdom I have today and without any, I don't know what I would say.
Baggage?
With freedom.
Okay.
With freedom.
Say more. What do you mean?
If I had the freedom to make my own decisions and basically be an adult, just younger.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to
have any authority figure telling me what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so and there's just so much strife that comes along with being a teenager and young adult. And I just don't wish to do any of that again.
I mean, not that it was easy peasy, but I would do it again.
Yeah.
Not that I want to relive my glory days. I don't feel that at all. But I can't think of something where I was like, oh, that was such a tough year. I really don't have those.
Good.
But it could be because my memory is terrible.
You blocked it out. It's so bad that you blocked it out.
Consult Judy because she has all of my memories.
Okay.
Usually if we go somewhere, so Judy's my, we've been best friends since junior high.
Yeah.
And if we're somewhere together, she'll go, hey, that's so-and-so. And I'm like, how do I know that? And she'll tell me. Or, Judy, I saw something on Facebook about from so-and-so. Who are they? She'll go, okay, don't you remember they were in your 7th period? Her recall for stuff like that is crazy to me. Yeah. And I truly do call her my memory. If I really need to know something, I will call or text her and go, okay, this just happened. How is this? And so from that standpoint, maybe I did have something traumatic and I've blocked it, but I can't.
We can consult her for all of your trauma.
we must need to, but I would redo any of it. But you said something really key, which was I'd want the knowledge that I have.
Yeah.
Which would make me a terrible teenager. Right? If I come in with this kind of wisdom and my friends are doing stuff, I'm like, oh, you don't want to do that. That's going to give you wrinkles. Yeah. Or, you know what I mean? How annoying would I be?
Teenager. I don't know. There's
I don't know. I think I'd be super annoying.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear. They'd have to have the same kind of knowledge too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I had a college roommate, and I'm not going to go into too much detail, but she and I went to high school together and we didn't know each other very well. And so we decided to room together when we went to school, and it was not a good fit for so many reasons. And I know that she made some choices that I made some choices that we both absolutely regretted. But, weirdly, she also lives in Jacksonville now. And so we have come together, that didn't color. But I wish I could go back and tell young Jeanine or young her, hey, guys, you probably don't want to room together. It's not a good fit.
Yeah.
So there's things like that. But for the most part, No, I mean, it was a good time. It was a good time. I flunked out of college, Maria.
I know.
You would think that I'd be like, well, no, I'd do that again too. It was such a good experience. I had so much fun.
You have a tattoo, no regrets.
For sure. There are no regrets. So I don't know. I'm naive and dumb. That's why I would do it all again. Like, yeah, sure, whatever.
That's okay. I actually appreciate that.
I'd rather do that than keep aging.
Well,
I mean, I don't want to die either, but
yeah.
Those are the tough things.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. What were you going to say?
I was just thinking about that whole aging thing. And we talked about it a little bit.
This is a holiday. This is holiday edition.
Okay. I'm gonna put a pin in it, but I do think it would be worthwhile at some point because I know there's other people out there that are struggling with some of the things that we are struggling with.
I think to an extent it does tie into our holiday edition because as we age, things change.
Yeah.
And
our traditions
change. The people who are at our holiday gatherings change.
Yeah. Especially if you're only seeing them once a year.
Yeah, sure.
You really see the differences and you notice she's gotten real forgetful kind of moments.
Because you think people are saying that about you?
Probably. Probably. Listen, my nephews remind me pretty frequently of my age. They think it's very funny. And mostly it's funny, but there's still those moments of and I do think it's because I forget things. Some of it is I'm not fully paying attention to what they're telling me because it's boring or I don't care.
Ouch.
Yeah, I said it. And so I'm like, I'm only half listening. So then they tell me again at another point and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. I told you, Aunt Jeanine. Then why are you telling me again?
I didn't like it the first time you told me.
Right. There's a reason I don't remember it because it wasn't a good story the first time. Do you remember when toddlers used to tell stories and they would they're the most random things?
Who?
That's toddlers. That's what I feel like now sometimes. Like, I just.
Are you associating your college age nephew with a toddler?
Maybe.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if he's listening, but sorry, Aiden.
I hope he is. And I was actually talking about Tobin.
Oh, sorry, Tobin. I hope he is. Oh, boy.
We could use a little young blood in here. But,
we're going to have him on.
We do.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
So I'm going to go all over the place here.
Please.
Again.
I mean, we are.
I don't want to talk about aging anymore. So,
that's fine.
One of the traditions that I love that I've gotten away from a little bit more recently because I don't have as many people to do it for, but is baking cookies. So for years, I've made probably 12 different kinds of cookies.
Yeah.
And it was
that.
It was this thing where I would have I'd have the cookies everywhere in the kitchen. I would package them up. I would take them places for Christmas. And now it's not quite like that, but I think I should.
Do you make them at all?
Yes, but it's very small, like one or two kinds.
Yeah.
So I need to bring that back to life, I think.
You do.
Even if I don't have, immediate family or friends.
You can freeze cookies.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're actually still pretty good.
I used to do that. There is a difference though. You do taste it.
I don't disagree, but so my mom still does it. Mm-hmm. She makes at least 7 different types of cookies every Christmas. Okay. At least 7, sometimes 12.
Okay.
And my mom is so good about getting new recipes and trying new things. Mm-hmm. And so she doesn't get stuck in it anyway. So she will make all the cookies. I used to make them with her and I don't. And so listening to you say, maybe I should bring her, it makes me think, you know what? Yeah. We should probably bake together this year. I think it would be a really nice thing to do. Yeah. It's been a tough year for us as a family. And so I think doing things like that can really help. Like maybe waiting till the kids come home from college. Yeah. And putting something out there.
Yeah. Have you, what would be, if you had one cookie to choose from, what would it be?
Ooh, I can. The peanut butter kiss cookies.
Oh, you stole mine.
Is that, so do you make them homemade? Or do you use,
absolutely.
I use the Betty Crocker peanut butter mix. Listen, hear me out. It is the perfect mix. It really is. I've made them homemade and I'm usually she's been doing it, but I used to be the one that made those because they were my favorites. Yeah. And I switched over one year to the cookie dough, or the mix. Yeah. And it's better.
How peanut buttery is it?
Very peanut buttery.
I need it to taste like I'm eating a spoonful of peanut butter.
Understood. So let's go buy them and make them tonight. I'm kidding. I'm 100% kidding.
Why?
I mean, we can.
Why do you have to do that
I don't
to
know.
me?
I'm so sorry. I didn't think you'd be like, yes.
Why?
But yeah.
No.
I'm telling you, it's really good. You should just randomly make them then. Don't make them for Christmas. Just make them.
Okay.
And then decide. But they also have the right consistency and then texture.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things about ours, now your recipe could be very different, but one of the things about ours is I felt like they were brown sugar forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And these are not. That's why you taste the peanut butter more.
Okay.
And so it just was, it has to be the Betty Crocker in the bag.
Yeah.
Peanut butter cookie mix. So
I
good.
have used the Betty Crocker sugar cookie mix and it's very good.
Okay.
Very good. Now, I don't typically use that to make my sugar cookies. I do homemade because I like putting almond extract in them. It's so delicious.
I would love that. I love almond flavored
it's so good.
cookies.
But
Mom makes a good shortbread too. I love her.
that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, that sounds amazing. So, you're making me hungry for
I
cookies.
know.
Or I'm making me hungry for cookies because I guess I brought
happening.
it up.
Something's happening. Maybe we need to make some cookies tonight.
Yes. Tis the season for cookie making. Yes.
There is another tradition I forgot about. And this one is something my sister started, and it is gingerbread house.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because it's a competition and she gives good prizes.
Oh, you have competitions.
We have
That's
competitions.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody brings something. She gets the gingerbread house. And then everybody contributes, like I might bring shaved coconut or whatever. But we've also gotten super competitive. So everybody brings like a secret item that they don't share with anybody.
Oh.
And so like Juliet one year brought like candy rocks.
Yeah.
And made this beautiful rock path to the house. And my nephew and his girlfriend won it one year. And she gives like $100 bill to the winner and stuff. So a lot of fun and a lot of competition and a lot of messy dyed hands.
Yeah. That's fun.
So,
That's fun.
It is fun.
Gingerbread houses were not a thing for me growing up, but I did do it for quite a while with my son.
Oh,
he kind of, I think he's kind of grown out of it a bit, which is a little heartbreaking.
Hopefully he'll come back in.
But I mean, we would end up eating the candy. So we would, put the gumdrops on the roof and then we like, so
because you were throwing it away.
We like built it and then we tore it down to eat it.
That's the way to do it. There was a lot of candy eaten too. And Lisa puts like butcher block on butcher paper over the table.
Yeah.
But what a mess, but so much fun. So I really like that. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to it. We are going to do it again this year.
Yeah.
So again, I actually think we're going to do it after Christmas.
Okay.
Because just timing, we can't
don't have enough time.
Coordinate it.
Yeah.
But we want to do it.
Yeah.
So we'll probably do that.
You know what's coming to me as we're talking about all of these things?
What?
And we're talking about, we talked about the ideals that we've had in our minds about it. I would love to put something together where we're creating these kinds of experiences for others who don't have them, in the community. So
interesting.
Yeah. Or even for extended friends or whatever this looks like, where, it's a space for people to come together and have the fun gingerbread making experience that you do as a family, but maybe they don't have that, that opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's very giving of you.
I just feel like it's a hard time of year for folks.
Yeah.
And
I think
how can we make it easier? Which is a tough question to answer.
It is a tough question to answer.
Yeah.
And we probably aren't going to solve that. Although I'll be honest, when you mentioned that, I think there are things like that. Like Lisa hosts it every year and she invites so many people.
She has not invited me.
Truth, but you don't live here. So I'm just saying, you're welcome to come this year. I will send you the information. But seriously, like that's what we do. And there's some people that are so good. And I think you are about thinking about how do we include people that don't have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
And so I think there's a lot of people like you, and that's how certain foundations are founded. And like even the why, you think of the stuff that they offer, but doing more of that, I think is really important. This is a great time of year to think outside of yourself and to think about others and what they're experiencing and the hard stuff that people go through, and, holidays without the first holiday without your spouse or your loved one or, your significant other. It is. So it's a good way to connect.
Yeah. So anything else you have to say about the happy holidays. Are you is that how we end? Thank you for joining us. Happy holidays.
I think that is. I think that is how we end. So I am so glad to be celebrating with you and that you are part of my journey.
Yes.
And my holidays. So thank you, Maria. Yeah. And Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah and Happy New Year and all of them.
All of them. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And same to our audience. Folks listening, watching, wishing you peace of all things. If you don't have the ideal, you're not alone in that. Mm-hmm. If you do, great for you. And regardless of where you are in the spectrum, we hope you find time to enjoy the season. And we're happy to have you with us.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I would also like to ask kind of a call to action moment where are there traditions that you guys are doing that you think would be fun for us? Again, as the kids are getting older, some of the things that we used to do no longer have the same cachet.
Yeah.
And so what have you found that works to bring the family together? Mm-hmm. Because that experience that I said was a core memory, I'm constantly looking for ways to do that.
You're chasing it.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm chasing it. That is a great way to say it. And so what are the things that you found that works for those older kids or the people that have been there, done that kind of moments? And how do we bring them back together?
Yeah.
And that would be what a gift.
Have to innovate, I suppose.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Give us some ideas, please. We could use them.
So you can email us at brainsgonebold at gmail.com. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you can comment. We would love for you to share and like and subscribe and all the things. Mm-hmm. What am I forgetting?
I think that's all for today, but thanks for joining us. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Until next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.